Hello, everybody. Good evening. It's Sunday night, or maybe it's Monday if you're down under. Hello, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Sprints. If you're new here, my name is Fox. We're going to be sprinting here tonight from 7 until probably 9:30-ish. And this is on behalf of the Heart Breathing's writing community. So there's information in the description box below. If you want to find out what other sprints are, we're going to tell you that tonight too. If you want to join our Facebook group, it's a great community. I am so happy to be here, part of it. So let's start chatting. So what is everybody working on tonight? It's the last Sunday sprints of quarter one. So that means tomorrow we're all going to be ready to start quarter two, right? Don't mind my completely unfilled out but printed HB90 pages here. So let's see who's here. Oh, have friends here. Hello. Oh, how was the road trip? The road trip was amazing. I am so tired. It was so much. But it was great. It was really wonderful. It was just like 12 to 14 hours of driving many of the days. And I don't know how I didn't anticipate that. On the final day, I was like, oh my goodness, looking at my plans in the morning. So if anybody missed my last sprints, I did a 7-day road trip down to Texas. My friend and I met my friend in Dallas. We went to the Texas Wildlife Park to pet and hold all kinds of zoo animals, which was super fun. And then I drove home, and I'm trying to do this Route 66 project this year where I am going to be driving in like little pieces and chunks of it, not all at once, Route 66 for the 100th anniversary. So we stopped, we saw so many cool signs. But on the final day, before I was driving home, like the final day of like touring around, I was like, I have 60 stops. This is not going to work. And then we got late start on the road because I was just like, I was driving the whole time. So like a lot of times when we do our big road trip once a year with my mom and our dogs, husband drives a lot of the time. So I can like catch up on my Instagram stories and do my journaling and whatever. And this time it was just like, it was all me all the time. So it was great though. It was so great. I took a lot of videos, a lot of photos. I'm trying to put them up on Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll be seeing them every day. But I am going to hopefully get those vlogs up. That's something I have to work on in my Q2 is like, I got to get my YouTube life together because I'm so behind on videos and I have this stuff filmed. I just have to edit it. So we have Rita is also here, and hello, Kelly, setting up quarter two goals tonight. Yeah, we got this. We got this. It's a little last minute, but we got it. That's what I'm up to also. So I'm trying to see, there's some things that are showing up on comments that are showing up on the YouTube page, like on my YouTube page, but not on the chats here. And I don't know why that is because y'all know I'm not good with computers and technology. So, but what we're going to do tonight, we're going to do two 25-minute sprints and then a 45-minute flow state sprint and then a 25-minute sprint at the end. So we'll have 4 sprints total, take us to about 9:30. So let me know in the comments, say hello as you're coming in. Let me know what you're working on. And I guess let's start getting in. Shall we get into the first sprint? I wish I knew how to share photos, and I would share with you right now some of the photos of our the animals that we held. It was like amazing. So we also, my dog came with me. That's why I drove. Like, don't just always just take off and drive to Texas, but you know, it's been known to happen. But it was like I felt like a Disney princess. Like we got to hold otters and lemurs and quadamundis, and a spider monkey was like holding hands with me, like one hand and one tail on my hands. I was like, this is magical. So yeah, so that was the road trip. I will probably talk more about that. But anyway, let's jump into our first sprint. Let's get us set up here. We're going to do 25 minutes. We're changing over. There we go. I was like, where's my little fox? Okay, let's get this buddy ready here. The timer. Okay, so 25 minutes on the clock. I will see you back and get all the work done, get all the writing done, get all the planning done, and I will see you very shortly. Everybody, welcome back. That is the end of our first sprint. So, how did everybody do there? I am, like I said, starting my HB90 quarter two planning. So, what I've decided to do is just the first week, which would be this week. So, like, look at my calendar. No, so sorry. Like I said, I was having issues with some of the comments were only showing up on the YouTube stream and not actually on my restream thing here. I think it's fixed now. Um, but I didn't realize that it was like playing on the other screen. I meant to close that. So there we go. Sorry if you're hearing me in stereo or echo or reverb is probably what it was. Anyway, so I've decided to treat this first week of the quarter as my planning week for the quarter. So we're not going to include that in the planning. I have a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff coming on up in quarter two, including Rough Draft Challenge starts this week. Who's excited for Rough Draft Challenge April? Very exciting. I am going to be working on some edits. We're going to be in California for about 10 days. Different part of California than Palm Springs. Y'all know I'm a future resident, Palm Springs, but that's in May. So I have a lot of time, like a whole writing week there planned in May as well. But yeah, so I've decided like this week, just because I was like sick, and then Layla Grace, my perfect little angel dog, got sprayed in the face by a skunk, if you guys remember that. And then immediately I was at work for 7 days, and then I was I was at work for 7 days in the midst of all that, and then I was on this trip for 7 days, and it was like we left at like 9 o'clock on. I worked 9 to 7. By the time I came home, finished packing, got the car packed up, got on the road, it was like 9 o'clock. We didn't get to Cincinnati until like 2 a.m. And then I thought, oh, I'm going to fall asleep so fast because I was so tired. And then I was like, as soon as I like got into the hotel room, got ourselves unpacked, got Layla into bed, I was like, no, I can't fall asleep. So it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. And then the next day I had a very important date with someone. And I don't want to just name names, but she's here right now. Hi. Ange and I met up. We went to the Burnham Arboretum and Forest in Kentucky, and it was so cool. If you like the Thomas Dambo trolls, if you're like, you like to go to the parks and see the trolls, they have 3 of them there. And this is why you don't let writers loose in the woods, because by the end of the day, we had an entire story concocted about the 3 trolls that were there. And it became like a sort of murder mystery accidentally. So sorry about that. But we had an amazing time. And it was just so good because I haven't seen her in a year. And so that was wonderful. But anyway, and then that night I didn't get in until like 1 o'clock. And then the next day I was like, get up really early and have to go to, like I wanted to see so many things, but it was, I started the first day late, and that just set me on a path of lateness, but still very fun. So anyway, between all of that, I have decided that this week is going to be just for planning, and we're going to officially start like counting my task blocks for the quarter on whatever day that is. April 6th will be like my first day, which it's inventory week at work. So like I'm just like a little bit like a little fried and a little wired. So yeah, it's great. I love it. So anyway, who else is here? We got Side Note. What would you like me to call you? Side Note. I can just call you that, or if you want to tell us your name, I can use that as well. Working on editing, reworking a novel, putting together notes for what needs to change. That is the step that I am currently on in my novel edits as well. So it's exciting, but it's also just like kind of overwhelming because you want to start all the things, but you have to assess and evaluate all the things first. It's a lot. I get it. Carla is here. A lovely afternoon walk in the woods, learning about how different kinds of fungus cause nature to recycle itself, and then home for a nice dinner. Time to get back to work before you crash for the night. Are y'all getting nice weather in New England? Because we had like a beautiful day today. We went for our walk before I came on my sprints, and it's like springtime suddenly, but I think it's going to be cold again tomorrow. But that sounds like wonderful. Going for a walk in the woods, learning about fungus, highly approve. Sarah's here. Hello. You made it. Working on Rough Draft Challenge. Nice. I can't believe it was Rough Draft Challenge in 2 days. Where did the month go? Kelly says, figured out my Q2 goals, started to break them down for April. Awesome job. That's great. You're a little bit ahead of me. I like it. You're doing great. I'm very proud of you. I'll get there. Lainey is here. Lainey, you got through a chapter. Very good. Are you writing or editing right now? I cannot remember. I'm sorry. I know that you have mentioned this sprints recently, but brain is potatoy. It's full potato right now. Who else we got here? Heffron is reading. Needs your Kindle streak. Oh, you do just a streak to make sure that you're reading so many pages or minutes per night. That's pretty cool. Lainey says, still need to get out my Q2 plans in your planner, but that's for tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, I think Q2 snuck up on us. I think that like we weren't ready and it was just like, what's up? I think we're all feeling that a little bit right now. Rita says scheduling out sprints for April. That's very good. That's something I need to do too. I'm hoping when we were in California, the first Sunday, we're going to be there 2 Sunday. Well, the second Sunday, we're going to be like flying home. So that one I definitely won't be able to sprint because we're not going to get home until like midnight. But the first one, I am planning to still do my sprints. I might do them like an hour different time, like earlier or later, which I'll figure out. But we should have Wi-Fi at our cabin. So I am planning to do that. But I should make what you're doing is right. I should be scheduling them out. Oh, yes. That's Angela says with me. They might not let us go back. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if those trolls were probably supposed to be like really wholesome and we're like, she's got bones. What happened was the third troll is like looks like she's like playing and she's like a little kid and it looks like she's just like, out playing in her sandbox. And Ange turns to me and she's like, do you see what's next to her? And I was like, oh, is that a spine? And she's like, yeah, that's a spinal column. Those are bones. And we're like, oh no, oh no, this little girl, this little troll has done a murder. Like we were just laughing so hard. Like it was so funny. We were like, we gotta call Cassie because Cassie can write this spooky story for us. It was so fun. Halford says spring in Iceland is snowstorm. Oh geez, no. Actually, sometimes in Pittsburgh it is too, but hopefully not this year. Oh, snowstorm. I'm over the snow. And Lainey says doing a final proof. Oh, final proof of the audio. Oh, the audio book. That's very cool. Nice. All right. So I think I chatted longer than 5 minutes. I don't know. I feel like my grasp on technology is so tenuous that like I don't want to if I put the timer up and I change it to the 5 minutes on this screen where you can see my face, it's gonna mess up all the timer that for the actual sprints. So I just like try to like you know, guess, just kind of like try. And so I think we're about 5 minutes. So let's get into our next sprint. This one will be also a 25-minute sprint here. Let's reset our timer. I have successfully, most of the time, remembered to not scare you all with the gong that this timer website makes. All right, and we're going to get started on our next 25 minutes. Go out there and be amazing and fierce. Okay, everybody, welcome back to reality, away from the sprint. I don't know. We were also sprinting in reality, so I don't know why I said that. Hello, welcome back. How did everybody do on that sprint? That was our second 25-minute sprint of the night. And the next one we're going to head into is going to be our flow state sprint. So that's going to be our 45-minute long sprint there once you've gotten a little bit like warmed up with these first two. So I am, as I said, I'm working on my HB90 setup for quarter two tonight. And where's my template here? I'm on like one of the, not the hardest parts, but like the part where my ADHD can just really thrive here. So if you do the HB90 pages and you set up your task blocks, I have a really unique work schedule. So I work 7 days on, 7 days off. And we switch on Wednesday. So like Wednesday is either your first day of working 7 days or your first day of off for 7 days. I love it. Now that I've been doing it for like 7 years, I can't imagine going back to a traditional work schedule. But excuse me. So what I end up doing is I make two of these. Lighting, you can't see them. Oh man, see, this is why I'm not an influencer. If I was an influencer, I'd be like, here's the lipstick that I'm using. Anyway, here you go. You can see them kind of here. I make two. So I have, because of the way that the split is on Wednesday. So like right now, today on Sunday, I'm in my long work week rotation, which is where I work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then I work Monday, Tuesday, and then I'm off. So I have my short work week, which is like when I work Monday, Tuesday, and then I have the rest of the days off. And then my long work week, which is when I'm off Monday, Tuesday, and then I work the rest of the week. So I do two of these, the task block setup every time just to make it easier because I don't have like a traditional Monday through Friday. So I have a 2-week rotation, kind of like when you're in high school and you had A week and B week or whatever like that. So that's the part that I'm going into. And that's the part where I get like, it's really, I don't know, I've been doing HB90 now for 3 years, I think. And this is the part where I have to really like be honest with my ADHD self and be like, just because you don't have something already scheduled in that time doesn't mean that you have all of that time that you're going to be able to be like brain firing and doing all the things. So this is when I have to have like serious talks with myself and be like, listen, girl, I know you have ambitions and I know you're goal oriented, but you need to get your life together and not assume that you have 25 task blocks open a day for reaching for your dreams. Like I wish I did, but let's be realistic. I don't. So that's what I'm working on. I just got to the part where I had to I have like a template. So this is my basic template, which shows like my work schedule. And then I put in time for fitness and then things that I set aside time for planners every Monday. I do a grocery order every Monday for Tuesday meal prep. My husband does the meal prep. Thank goodness, bless his heart. I just have to do the planning and the ordering. And then our scroll and scribe things that we have regularly. So I put those all on there. And when I'm like training for a marathon, then I will have like, you'll see my Saturdays will be like a chunk like this for the run because it'll be like 20-mile run, 6 hours of your day. So I do that. And then now I'm doing the part where I go in and fill in like this specific quarter, what I'm working on, what I'm doing. So let's check in now that I'm done talking so much. Okay, so we left off there. Oh, so Angela says, after talking to her family, it may have been a leaf that the baby troll was making and not a spine. But I think we knew. We're observant, creative-minded people, so I think we knew the real story. I think there was a murder going on. Andy, hello. Andy's coming in. Hi. It says, hi, all. Cleaning my desk. I love books, but not covering every single horizontal surface in sight. If you figure out how to have all the books without having all the books all over all of the surfaces, I need to know. This is going to be your like multi-million-dollar get rich quick scheme is if you figure out how that works, because a lot of us need that help. Carla says that was fast. I know. I feel like the first sprint was like normal size and the second sprint did feel like it went really fast. I did get a snack during that, so that was probably part of it. But I was snacking during part. And Rita says, starting a Trello account for writing goals. Nice. I've not used Trello, but husband uses that at work, or did use that at work. I use Notion, but my Notion is like my lifeline to everything. So hopefully that will go well for you. Kelly is making sticky notes. So that's your Kanban board, I'm guessing, for HB90. Lainey says, almost to the end of another 4 chapters, one more block of 4 chapters to go. Awesome. Look at that progress. That is fabulous. And says, you could always white out the days on top and start on Wednesday if you wanted. That's true too. Yeah. But it's still like one Wednesday is off day and one Wednesday is work day. So it just like, I don't know, to my brain, it just makes it easier to have the 2 weeks and then I can like look. And then when I fill out like the next page is like this. Oh, my pens. I got a lot of pens tonight. Here's my ASMR pen sounds. When I do this one that actually shows like the months, that's when I can go like long week, short week, long week, short week. Everything revolves around my day job, my plan B job, as Mel calls it, because I can't not be there. Oh, Angela's eating. I'm sorry, and I'm talking about murder trolls. I'm so sorry. All right, everybody. So next, like I said, next one is going to be our flow state, our 45-minute, really dig into that, whatever you're working on kind of sprint here. Also, don't forget, it's also, if you haven't given yourself a little present or gotten a little treat today, it's your little treat sprint. You deserve a little treat because you've been doing a great job and you've been going through a lot and things have been hard and you've been showing up for yourself. And I'm so proud of you and I believe in you. And I think you need a little treat. So my little treat, as per usual, is an Alani. I don't know why this is so special. It's like a special little ritual of my day. And my coworker loves them too. So we're like, is it little treat time at work? But on the weekends, usually, since I'm done at 5, done earlier on the weekends, I have my little treat at home. So I save it for here. So you deserve a little treat. Get yourself a little treat. Side note says, finally got time machine going for my Mac. Had a scary moment with my laptop. Would hate to, oh my gosh. Yes. I don't know what time machine is because unless it's talking about Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure because I'm old. But yeah, what does Kay say? Once is not enough and twice is once or something like that. You got to back stuff up. I'm bad at this. Don't follow what I say and not what I do. Oh yeah. It's the 2 schedules thing. It's like the two different weeks. It's not like I used to work every single Wednesday and we were off every Sunday. So that gave me like a little bit more consistency, but now it's just one or the other. So, all right, everybody, get yourself a little treat. Believe in yourself. I believe in you. We're going to do this. Let me get our timer up on the screen. Let's get our little friend here. Come on, little fox. I know you're trying. There you are. Okay, let's get me out of here. Let's get our screen share with our timer. Okay, there we go. Okay, this is always the one when I change it that it's like, well, now you've gone and done it. All right. Are we good? Is this going to work? Nope. Uno momento, por favor. Technical difficulties are here and occurring. There we go. We got the 45 on there. Okay. Let's dive into our next sprint and I will see you in 45 minutes. All right, everybody. Gently remove yourself from your flow state and return to your regular state, unless your regular state is stressful, in which case, emotionally stay in flow state. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Let's get the chat going up here. How did everybody do on that? That was the longer sprint. So I used that time to do, I don't know, we had to have some hard truths and realizations with myself on that one because I had to face the reality that, like, I tried to put in some task blocks for creative work after my day job. Um, and I can't do it lately. Like, it's been so much, especially like right now, we're like in 2 weeks away from inventory, or a little under 2 weeks at this point. So I'm like staying extra. I'm staying late. I had Miss Dance this week. Like, it's just been a lot. But I'm also just coming home and just like I just don't have the emotional energy to be creative. So we've just been like going for walks because the weather's been a little bit better, having dinner, like, I don't know, trying to do what we can. But I really like had to be realistic with myself and be like, most nights I am not getting anything done with my book or with, video edits or whatever other creative stuff I have going on. So what I did here, I was more realistic. Excuse me. One moment. So sorry, dying. What I did here was like try to be more realistic and say, no, I'm not going to put this pressure on myself. And then if like there's a night that we decide to go get dinner, or we would go, sometimes we go up the hill. We go there Mondays always, and I can always get some stuff done on Mondays. But sometimes we'll go up to the hill for dinner and during the week, so I can add that in. It's a buffer time right now. But I can add it in as creative time, but I would rather like not plan it for my creative time and then take it if I have the ability and the mental capacity for it. So I don't know, I'm just trying my best. So the next thing that I did was I went in and I put my travel schedules in and my work schedules in. Again, like, I don't know. I don't have my lighting right tonight. Well, if I put it next to my face, there we go. Everything in green is my work schedule, and these like pink, almost magenta pink thing, that's my travel schedule. So we have our trip to California, to Central Coast. We're going to be doing like Big Sur, San Luis Obispo. I will get some writing done there, not as much as Palm Springs. And then in May, we're going to be in Palm Springs, and that's like get a pool pass on resort pass. Because husband, usually when we go to Palm Springs, he will work from home because he'll be done by 2, which is 5 o'clock East Coast time. So I have like the whole day to go sit at a pool and snack on things and get some sun and write. So that's what I do. So like the Palm Springs week, I will have more writing time than the other one. And then if I haven't fully scheduled this yet, but I think my next round of Route 66 is going to be like the final week of June. And if that's the case, I didn't even count that week, just in case, even though I don't have it planned yet. I didn't even count that week in towards task blocks, because if it's like, it's not going to be as much driving because I'm not going all the way down to Texas this time, but I'm going to be driving to Oklahoma, like Missouri, Oklahoma, and Kansas would be the next stretch that I'm doing. And so I know I can't leave. I can't try to get stuff done. So anyway, Delilah. Oh, wait, I'm ahead of myself here. Hold on. Scroll back up. All right. Let me talk to you all about what you all are doing. Side note says Time Machine. Oh, Time Machine's max backup solution. Okay. Incremental backup supposedly, but you need a big USB drive to save everything. How about that? Like, I just got a new phone this week, and I was trying to transfer everything onto my new phone. And it kept saying, we can't do this because there's not enough space on your old phone to take things off of it. And I was like, I'm not a computer genius, but that's not how moving things from a full drive to an empty drive works. But apparently, so he said, hopefully it will work well. Yes, hopefully. Backing up stuff is like terrifying. So all the good vibes for you. Heffren, I think, is headed to bed because it is late in Iceland right now. Thanks for the sprints. Thank you for being here. And here's where I was like scrolling up to get the comments and I saw Delilah, write your book tonight. Yeah. Lainey says, almost to the end of the book. Oh my goodness, you're gonna finish this tonight. You are gonna finish this. I'm so proud of you. You're doing great. Oh, I believe in you. You can do this. Uh, I'm glad that I'm here for your amusement, my dear friend. And Carlos has got a lot done that sprint. Time to go to bed. Good night. Good night. We'll see you next time. Thanks for being here. Edit notes for 10 chapters. That is such great progress. Side note, awesome job. Everybody is kicking butt here. Look at this. Man, we got lots of good work done tonight. So we got one more sprint. Let's I have to get the rest of my steps in because of who I am as a person. So let's do a 20-minute, like finish it out. Let's give ourselves a little 5-minute extra to just relax at the end. Okay. So let me see if I remember how to change the time. We'll do 20 minutes. Did that work? That worked. Okay. And as always, once I get to the third sprint of the night, my restream switches. So, so now it's on the other side, so I have to switch it around. So yes, let's do like all my screens that I'm going to load are over here. And then when I get to the third stream, it's like JKLOL and flips. And so I don't know. So maybe we reuse this fox. I don't know. Did we already did this fox, but that's okay. We can do the same fox twice. It will not be the end of the world. So, all right. So 20 minutes on the clock, chefs. Prepare an excellent book. Go. All right, my friends, that was our final sprint of the night. Welcome back. There's a tiny little potato here. I'm trying to get her on the screen. There she is. This is Layla Grace, if you haven't met her before. Get my chat up here. I did make some more progress on doing what my 3 goals are going to be for Q2. 1 is finishing the first 2 rounds of edits of Chalet Chalet. 2 is my YouTube plans, and 3 is like my rest of my life kind of things. I just kind of put everything in there, like stuff to get my brain back on track, clear the chaos in my brain, some like around the house projects that I want to do to make that better. And then some trip planning stuff I put in there too. Kind of like a catch-all for everything else that like will make things go better. She's like, this chair, she just barely fits. There she is. There's the baby child. So anyway, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for being here. Let's see. Any comments here about how y'all did? Oh, Angela said thanks for hosting, but then she stayed. Yay. Lainey says, finish the Grammarly. Now how to have lunch? Okay, so we've got to figure out where Lainey is. You're not in the East Coast because it's dark outside. Oh, Layla Grace, your new sweet friend. Yes, Layla Grace got to meet her new auntie. Yes. And it was cute because I feel like she recognizes Angie's voice from when I'm on sprints. Like Ange and Mel are like her 2 favorite. She's always like in the room whenever their sprints are on, and she'll be like, who's that? I was like, oh, there she is in person. You got to meet the person behind the voice. Side note says, thank you for hosting sprints. Got another chapter. Partially looked at you. Are crushing it. Great job. And thanks for being here, everybody. I love to see your face, and getting Layla Grace as a bonus. She doesn't have any of her cute hats on. I was gonna just like set her in the chair with my headphones on, but then I was like, I'm not this technologically advanced to be able to like hide and press the button while she comes on, because she does, as you see in these screenshots, she does like to sit. She will tolerate wearing headphones and pretend that she's gaming at the computer. So thank you everybody so much for being here. Tomorrow there's a whole bunch of sprints lined up. You can start at 6 a.m. with Sarah D. We got Rita, I think at noon. We got Jody Jean is Monday nights. We have a lot of great sprints. Check the calendar. And I will see you all next week for sure, but I'll see you all on the internet before then. So thank you all so much for being here. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And